Hello everyone and welcome to another high-elo game of Age of Empires. Today we're getting our tanning reflectors out to get some vitamin D on Arabia as Sitaux, playing as the red Bohemians, prepares to take on Daut, playing as the blue Mongols. Now while the players herd their herdables explore their immediate surroundings and try to go up to feudal as fast as possible, let's take a look at the respective civ matchup we'll be watching today. Now the Bohemians are a complex civilization that mainly pushes its players towards gunpowder units by making the chemistry upgrade and hand cannoneers actually available in Castle Age, and also having access to an upgrade that basically increases the speed of all gunpowder units by 15%. Now, before you think they focus only on hand cannoneers, realize that the Bohemians have access to two unique gunpowder units. The first is the Hussite Wagon. This is an incredibly tanky, powerful siege unit that some people like to call the mobile wall, because it can actually protect units behind it from enemy projectiles. Now, the second is the Haufnitze, or Howitzer, basically an upgraded version of the Bombard Cannon that comes with better armor, more HP, higher damage, a wider blast radius, and a massive 250 attack bonus against structures/buildings. Now, this unit recently got nerfed by making it cost a bit more gold and food, and also reducing its blast radius, but don't be fooled, still one of the most powerful, most dangerous long-range weapons in the game. Now, to provide backup for their expensive, powerful gunpowder units, the Bohemians do have a few interesting bonuses. First, their Spearman line units deal 25% extra bonus damage, so watch out, mounted units. And you can actually evolve your entire monk line by researching an upgrade that replaces the gold cost of monks and monk upgrades with food. Now, what that does is essentially turns Bohemian monks into trash units, not something you see or think about every day. Now, as every player knows, gunpowder units are ridiculously expensive, so to help pay for them, universities and blacksmiths do cost less wood, mining camp upgrades are free, markets work 80% faster, and villagers are harder to raid as the game goes on, because they do benefit from Fervor and Sanctity, which are two monk upgrades that make them move faster and have a bit more HP. Now, opposing the Bohemian Reds, we've got the Mongol in blue Daut, playing as an incredibly fast cavalry-centric civilization. Mongol scout line units have extra line of sight, their cavalry archers fire faster, their light cav, their hussars, and their steppe lancers all come with 30% more HP, and their unique unit needs no introduction. I am, of course, talking about the Mangudai. This is a fast-firing, quick cavalry archer unit that has a pretty decent attack bonus against siege units. Now, to help keep up with their very, very fast units on the field of battle, the Mongols can actually upgrade their siege units to move 50% faster. Having a little bit of trouble here with this Zebra is Daut. No doubt will actually get it, no pun intended. Now, to help support their military endeavors out on the map, Mongol hunters do work 40% faster, and these guys, their houses, can be upgraded so they do not lose population space if they get destroyed. So overall, we've got one of the OG most powerful civs in the game versus potentially, or in my opinion, one of the most powerful new civs in the game. We'll see what the players do, how they decide to use these units for now, while they continue to expand their settlements, continue to acquire lumber, food, and any other resource they can. Let's take a look at their bases, see where they're situated. Sitaux, completely open to the south in the direction of his opponent. North a little bit easier to wall off, but east and west also completely open. Primary gold, a little bit forward facing, not too bad. Primary stone, nice and secured in the back behind a hill. Would do well to maybe put a few houses up here so that his opponent doesn't take advantage of that hill bonus. My favorite berries in the game, the lemon bushes with the pretty blue butterflies, are very, very forward facing. Daut, also very open to the front, very open on the sides. His northeast a little bit easier to wall off, and his eastern portion also a little bit easier to wall off. He also suffers from the same forward-facing gold, forward-facing lemon bushes, and also gets the benefit of his backward-facing primary stone. So overall, just because Daut has this one little forest here, which basically cuts his forward portion of his settlement in half, I would give him an advantage here over Sitaux, whose entire forward area of operations is completely open. No easy way to wall that off without pulling villagers for a long time and spending a lot of wood. Now, on the back of 17 villagers, our red Bohemian Sitaux has just hit feudal right as I finished that sentence. 20 seconds behind on the back of 18 villagers. We've got Daut. So he's going to hit feudal very shortly. An archery range, a few more houses going down for our Bohemian. What will Daut build? Immediately puts down a stable. No secondary structure, although he is starting to wall off the eastern portion of his base. Okay. Sitaux making absolutely no effort here to wall off any portion of his base, although it's definitely starting to look like he might be interested in closing this southwestern portion of his base. We'll see if he makes use of the gold or whether he continues walling it off here to make sure that gold does not get attacked by any kind of ranged units. Daut continuing this architectural expansion here with more palisades. Let's see if he decides to continue here on the east. Yeah, he does with a house. Okay. So both players settling comfortably. Both players, even though they won up on the backs of different villagers and Sitaux got their first to feudal, are now sitting on the exact same villager count, exact same military. Although we're looking at 4 scout cavalry for our Mongol, a scout cavalry, and 3 archers for our Bohemian. Oh yeah, this is what I was talking about. So he doesn't want this gold to come under any kind of archer fire. So building a wall off a little bit in advance of it, a little bit forward, will keep those archers at bay. For now, though, Daut's starting to move forward with a triumvirate of scout cavalry here. Okay. Let's see what they decide to do for now. Okay, they see a zebra. Apparently, one of them is incredibly scared of zebras. They turn around and head right back into Daut's base, although halfway back, they do encounter a red spearman. 3 red archers manage to shoo them away. I mean, they could probably surround and kill this entire force, but will likely lose a scout. Second spearman does change the dynamics, however, so now Daut cannot engage into this, I don't think. And he's continuing to scout around his opponent's base. Vision. Lots and lots of vision here. We'll see basically the entire eastern, southern, western portion of his opponent's base. And depending on which direction he now goes, we'll see also the northern portion. We'll see that Sitaux is completely open. And we'll see what Daut decides to do with that. 4 skirmishers are in his production tab. Although 3 archers, 2 spearmen, and a very, very wounded scout have made their entrance into the northern portion of Daut's base. No doubt looking to put on some pressure, looking for any potential villagers on any wood lines, looking to poke and prod and distract Daut as much as possible while Daut circles his opponent's base with his 4 scout cavalry. Let's take a look at resources, see if anyone's particularly banking anything. No, both players in production mode here. Looks like we're going feudal armies at the moment. We'll see if that's for any kind of conflict or if that's just to keep these units. I mean, it's in the Mongols' interest to keep these units alive as long as possible, these scout cavalry, because the second they become light cav, remember, their HP jumps 30%, which is just one of the badass features of the Mongols. Okay, so parties, despite the fact that they're building units, have decided to disengage. Sitaux, though, now starting to bank resources. 200 food, 70 gold. Daut producing villagers. Sitaux as well. Let's take a look what the opponents have seen of each other's base. Daut has basically seen the entirety of Sitaux's base. Sitaux, oh god, look at this. He's only seen the northern tip, has not seen the west, has not seen the east. Had he seen, oh god, what a interesting wall off here, let's call it. We've got a bunch of palisades intermingled with houses, a blacksmith here right at the corner. But now our blue Mongol deciding to press in, make an issue of it. He is banking 0 resources. This is his entire military force, I believe. Yeah, all 11 military supply is now pressuring Sitaux's base. Sitaux, abandoning his attempt to gather bank resources and hoard them, is now building more and more army. He does outnumber his opponent 14 to 11, getting melee attack upgrades, while Daut gets ranged attack upgrades. And like I said, it's I don't know that Daut is going to engage into this directly. I don't really know what the exact purpose of this is. Does lose a scout cavalry. Yeah, okay. I thought he would just do I mean, that's exactly what he's doing, is hit and runs. Unfortunately, he did a hit and run, a little bit too much hit, too little run, and lost his scout cav. Now he's significantly outnumbered here by his opponent, who for some reason is keeping his spearmen in the back. Does not want those skirmishers to get them, I guess. But that's giving Daut the ability to maneuver freely. This is a free range scout cav here for our Mongol player. They finally engage numerical superiority here for Sitaux. Daut again disengages. Now he's down to 1 scout cavalry. Although archers are getting picked off here, these Mongol skirmishers are all going to die, but they I don't know that that necessarily was the greatest of trade-offs here for Daut. He loses his entire military supply, replenishing it with skirmishers, because take a look at the top right of your screen. He's banking food, 600 food, 250 gold. This is a player who wants to get his butt up to castle. Although, again, I ask, why did you waste 4 scout cavalry in feudal age if you're rushing to castle? I guess that battle there gave him the time needed to start gathering resources, although still 4 light cav are now, or 4 potential light cav are gone, and that's a lot of food to have wasted and a lot of extra HP that you've foregone by doing what you've done. And now Sitaux being annoying. What is that, 4 times the army supply for our red Bohemian, who is now balancing his economy. Take a look at the top left, or rather the left. Sold all his stone, bought food. He wants to go up to castle as well. He must have seen the score dip here for Daut, knowing that what that means exactly. This must be walled off, right? Yeah, there's a palisade there. The problem for Sitaux, once he hits castle, he's got no stone. So no second town center for him. Meanwhile, our blue Mongol has 7 villagers on stone, halfway in terms of resources to a castle. And these archers are good, but with enough skirmishers, they are not going to accomplish much here. These 2 spearmen, laughable. What they're doing to this stable one does end up paying the price. Okay. Daut will reach castle about 40 seconds ahead of his opponent, getting bloodline, so we know he's going to go cavalry, or at least has the intention of going cavalry. Needs to start banking up more food. Although, take a look at his stone count, 460, 0 for Sitaux. Skirmisher wandered a little bit too far off campus, gets caught out by this massive army here. And just like Sitaux, I mean, just like I mentioned, Daut wants to keep his light cav, scout cav alive. Sitaux needs to keep these archers alive, because this is 9 potential crossbowmen. Although now, okay, I thought he was going to go light cav. He is going step lancers. But only 1 step lancer while also getting bodkin. Okay. So ranged upgrades are being researched for him, while at the same time he builds his mounted units. Take a look at their HP, 98. They come again with that extra 30%. Sitaux maneuvering here in the center of the map. And here we go. This is why he was so gung-ho about going up to castle, so gung-ho about getting as much stone as he can. Sitaux still with 0 villagers on stone. I mean, he's in castle age. He can't build a second town center. Not that his opponent, not that Daut, is booming economically. They're basically sitting on the exact same villager count of 44. But with this castle up, we'll see. We'll see what Daut plans on doing. Whether this is a purely defensive castle, or whether we're going to start seeing mangudai. Not a lot of, okay, right as I say, not a lot of villagers on gold. He goes from 2 to 13. So I suspect we're going to see mangudai, and take a look at the bottom left of your screen. My suspicions have been confirmed. He must see this castle. It fired on him, right? And now step lancers against a pretty mixed army here by Sitaux. Need to run away. They cannot engage into heavier cavalry like the knights. A second knight. Maybe you want to join your friend here. Yeah, these step lancers are done. I mean, they're fantastic units for what you can use them for. But the second they go up against a heavier cavalry unit, the step lancer just melts away. Very, very specific uses for some of these units in Age of Empires. Although, guy, who doesn't have fun with step lancers? Although it looks like his step lancer days are basically done, pumping out 4 mangudai. Second town center going up for a Daut. 60 stone finally for Sitaux. So he's got 5 villagers now on stone, but I wonder if this is going to be too little too late. if the game comes down to some kind of economic battle or a game where at least the economy plays a significant role. I don't even know if once this house goes down, if there's anything behind it besides this house. I mean, it looks like there's some bamboo. Okay, can he get in? Yeah, he can get in because there's a gap. It's sometimes so hard to see where there are gaps. Knights, crossbows making an issue to the east, while, what is this, scout cav and 15 crossbows have now entered Daut's base. Unfortunately for red, there's not really much here. He's entering into a town center kill zone. Should get 2 or 3 of these. Yeah, it gets 3, and now a mangonel is out for our blue Mongol. And where once were 15 crossbows, now are 12 with 100 HP down. mYi.Sitaux, though, taking not a great trade in my opinion. Yeah, you disengage and run away. Okay, you know what? The addition of the last 2 kills actually made it nice. You know, we were talking, there were some posts on one of my videos maybe a month or so ago. What are the coolest colors for some of these units? I think blue is pretty damn cool for mYi.Sitaux. Take a look at how rich that blue color is on the what is it? The saddle. Okay, finally Sitaux has enough stone for a second town center, although he's now 6 villagers behind because this entire time Daut has been producing villagers non-stop. Although now is getting kind of sandwiched here between crossbows and knights. Although we'll see how much he can actually do with these crossbows. Again, 15 has become 12, has become 10. More and more are dying, but now they have the high ground against these mYi.Sitaux. Not something that Daut wants to engage into. Okay, managing to pick off all the units here. We'll lose a mYi.Sitaux to this knight. Where can he run to? He's going to run straight into these crossbows. Let's take a look at Daut's vision when he realizes he's about to be sandwiched. Loses his last mYi.Sitaux on the northern frontier. There should be a bunch more here. He is going up to 10. So you should be able to get rid of these crossbows pretty good. Let's take a look at their upgrades. +3, +1. Against +2, +1. A lion has joined the fight. Says, you know what? These are my ostriches. This is my turf. Very territorial, the feline world. If anyone has ever had a cat or visited a friend or family member with a cat, you know just how territorial they can get. The lion, no doubt, saw an incursion into his turf, tried to stop it, paid the price, and now red is putting up a 3rd town center before our Mongol gets his 3rd town center up. So we'll see if that equalizes villager count. For now, 10 villagers being produced, for red only 2. So once this production cycle finishes, it'll be red will actually be ahead 3 or 4 villagers. Okay, so seesawing back and forth in terms of economic power. Military power still very much in favor of Sitaux. Although, never discount mYi.Sitaux. Look how fast they move. Trying to click on one of them. 1.54. mYi.Sitaux trying to help out wherever he can. More and more clumps of crossbows. Let's see if this is part of any kind of larger strategy here for Sitaux. What does he have? 2 archery ranges, his OG blacksmith, 1 barracks, 1 stable. He's walled himself off here, but then chopped down a bunch of trees and I guess forgot about the wall off. This extends to this edge of the map. Would do well to maybe wall this off a bit. You do not want to start getting raided by mYi.Sitaux, who are basically exchanging themselves for crossbows and knights here. So not too sure who gets the upper hand in terms of resources lost at this point, but the scouting is invaluable. Take a look at blue, seeing all of these villagers. He knows they're here for a reason. Is Daut about to get Daut castled? We'll see. 6 fresh recruits streaming out of the Mongol base, ready to use their bows to deadly effect. Let's see if they catch these villagers. That would be absolutely atrocious here. And red is going up to Imperial. Daut nowhere close, so Sitaux is going to have a huge time advantage. Although, take a look at the scores. I wonder if Daut noticed that Sitaux's score, anytime you expend a huge number of resources, in case you didn't know, your score dips. And so a lot of times pro players will use any kind of dip in the score to guess. So there's a lot of villagers killed here. How many kills? 7 on these mYi.Sitaux. So sometimes pro players will keep their eyes out on the score and see exactly what's going on. And if there's a big dip, they know that their opponent is going up to Imperial, because it does take a lot of resources. A 4th town center for our Mongol. He's now 10 villagers ahead. Absolutely nowhere close to going up to Imperial. He is starting to gather gold, 300. Needs 500 more, needs basically 1,000 more food. Excuse me. Moving forward with his mangonel. Did lose a couple of mangadai here, it looks like. Let's take a look at range on these 6. Yeah, my mangadai never have the greatest of range. 6 versus the 7, but the mangonel should be about equal. So again, as many things, a battle of micro ensues. I think red is just happy to trade here, to be honest. I mean, the mangadai are on a higher elevation with the plus 25 attack bonus. More reinforcements coming in. Oh, that mangonel. I don't even know if it hit. It looks like it tickled away at some of the HP. But in come these mangadai. I believe they do fire faster, if I'm not mistaken. 1.7 against 2. So they do fire faster. They should be able to get these crossbows. The problem is he's running them around a little bit too much. A lot of movement, not enough firing here out of Daut, who basically loses almost all of his mangadai and will lose this mangonel. Terrible, terrible engages here for our blue Mongol, who's basically been knocked down to his last 2 mangadai, plus a few more that he's building at home who are protecting the home front. Although villager count, he is now at 99. Sitaux housed at 100 for a brief second before he starts plopping down more houses, although that is a mining camp, not a house. And now Daut is getting doubted. There's a castle, very aggressive. Love this location. Almost to King of the Hill Castle. And red will also see that blue kind of, I guess, wanted to build a castle there with a... Or I guess he saw a villager going out, not exactly knowing what it's for. Has blue scouted this castle? Yes, he has. So Daut knows exactly what's about to hit him. Builds a Lord of the Rings second... excuse me, second tower. I'm just gonna have a drink of water while the these arbalests take out as many villagers as they can before the mangadai snipe them all down. Castle's up, not in the greatest of location, although does get control over the gold, but not total control, right? Because these arbalests can just hang out here and fire down on that gold as much as they want. More and more houses for red. This is a player who does not want to get supply blocked because he's about to overwhelm, or rather try to overwhelm his opponent. He's first to Imperial, so of course, naturally, that means he's going to get out his Trebs first. A second castle going up for our red Bohemian. Okay, definitely won't get supply blocked with a second castle. What is our Mongol player doing? He is still 2 minutes, 15 seconds away from Imperial, desperately trying to get rid and, I guess, lower the number of arbalests from his opponent. He's got archery ranges, right? I mean, I thought he did. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to find where the archery ranges are. There's a stable here. Is it behind this? Yeah, there's an there's an archery range behind the castle. Start pumping out maybe skirmishers, but thumb ring being researched will make these Mongolian ranged units much stronger. And now Daut's castle is under attack here to the east, building one very far west. More and more stone. 15 stone miners to 8. Daut, though, closer in terms of resources to getting another castle up. Getting some archer armor upgrades as well. So his archers are going to be +2/+2 very soon. And let's see what he does once he hits Imperial. I'm assuming he's going to get Trebs out. I'm assuming maybe he's got 2 relics to his opponent's 0, but maybe some siege. He's got a siege workshop here. Let's see. Very interested to see what happens in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and he's in Imperial. Immediately gets Bracer. Okay, so attack upgrades for his ranged units, of which he's got 15. Somewhere out on the map, there's a bunch of mangadai here immediately to the west of Red's base that are not really doing much. I mean, if he goes north, you'll see that it's completely open, but instead choosing to attack this house, basically notifying his opponent that, hey, I'm here. And now Daut's eastern expansion, eastern proxy, is going to come under serious attack. He is going to lose it, but has managed to sneak out a bunch of villagers here supported by a very sneakily hidden Mangudai. These Arbalests, I mean, this is the game sense that you love out of these high elo players. He knew that the villagers would try to exodus out of the east and go back to their base, so he places his Arbalests in their path, ranged units. He's gonna snipe every single one of these. Absolutely atrocious here. 17 kills, 51 villager kills for our red Bohemian, although don't discount Daut. Chemistry coming up soon as well. Oh man, these Mangudai, how many kills? 35 kills on these Mangudai. That's the the power of this unit that just fires so much faster. Now though, Daut's resources are starting to dwindle, his villager count dwindling. It is basically what, 26 lower than his opponent, 25% fewer villagers. Army supply also down about 2/3 of what his opponent has. A very aggressive castle here to the left. He does not want to take any risks. Our red Bohemian pushing into Daut's base. Daut continuing to circle though. Look, never ever discount 31 Mangudai. Does not have even remotely the resources needed to make them elite, but they are continuing to find damage, although not this kind of damage, not against elite skirmishers. Oh, he's got to run away. He's not paying attention, I guess. They are in the gully here, this depressed area. They are all going to die. Oh god, what an absolute loss. Daut loses half his army here to a Bohemian ambush of elite skirmishers. Has to run away, but it looks like he's going to run away straight into the face of a castle. I mean, you must see this castle. Yeah, of course he does. Villagers skirting very broadly. These skirmishers are not going to kill all of them, but I don't know that you really want to be trading regular, good old-fashioned Mangudai for elite skirmishers. Relics still there for Daut, so a trickle, a tiny trickle of gold coming in for him. I don't know if he deleted that barracks to get into here, or whether or not that barracks was in fact taken out by these trebuchets. But 30 elite skirmishers now out for our Bohemian. He knows exactly how to counter these Mangudai. Daut doesn't stand a chance unless he gets the better engages here. 18 Mangudai, and that is enough for him. Pumping out 2 trebuchets, trying his best to contest these 2 death dealers, these 2 giant destructive catapult machines. Okay, stables going up for him as well. Is he going to make a pivot? How many on food? Only 37 on food. I don't even know. Okay, if he has a like, I was going to say if he has the like have upgrade, but right as I say that, he gets the like have upgrade. I mean, that's going to be fantastic at getting rid of these skirmishers. The problem for Daut, he's got 2 stables, 3 stables, and not enough time. I mean, if he had some kind of meat shield right now, if he wanted to sacrifice these Mangudai, that's just one. That's one part of the story. But if he doesn't, where are you going? But if he doesn't want to sacrifice them, if he wants to keep them alive, he's going to need a lot more stables, a 4th one being built as well. Daut doing what he can to pivot here. And we'll see what he's capable of doing. This is a lot of elite skirmishers, though. 33 elite skirmishers. You're going to need more than 10 like have. Yeah, Daut realizes he just absolutely does not have the time. I am shocked that he did not have more stables earlier on in the game. I mean, his military production was basically his castles after feudal age. There was nothing being produced out of these this one stable. There was nothing being produced out of this archery range. He tried to expand economically, perhaps a little bit too much. Up here, I mean, he was out on the map quite well. He was trying to get resources left, right, and center. Let's actually take a look economically. I don't think he did that bad. Oh, God, right as I say that, take a look at that disparity. 20% fewer resources, a lot less stone, a shit ton less gold. Food was kind of similar, wood kind of similar. So Daut with the satanic wood gathering of 1,664 is 8,000 resources behind his opponent, and that includes a little bit more relic gold that he got. 120 Arbalest, 68 Mangudai, APM for Sitaux, very relaxed. Doubt as well. Let's take a look at the kill count, 145, but of that, half of that was villager kills. Sitaux absolutely destroying 69 villagers. Doubt killing only 42 villagers, but 173 total kills for him. Not surprising with the faster firing ranged units and the scout cavalry that he had out in the beginning of the game. The problem for him... Now, look, I don't necessarily know that he needed to resign here. 8 Arbalests are really bad. 30 skirmishers. I mean, they'll get the trebs, but as long as he has enough stone in the bank, he can at least delay the castle destruction a little bit here on the western frontier while he starts pumping out light cav. Light cav are going to decimate these archer units. I mean, except for the arbalests in the back. But again, that's why I said you need a bit more than 10. Probably to take this on, what do you guys think? You need what? 20? 15 to 20 light cav to push this back, target the arbalests first, maybe with the Mangudai, and then just encircle the elite skirmishers. The problem for Daut is while he would be doing that, he'd be getting pushed in here on the right side. Where are his Mangudai? Okay, so the Mangudai are here at home. He could have easily sacrificed a few, maybe 4 or 5, I think, to get these trebs. Maybe he didn't even have to sacrifice anything. It looks like there's an entire safe zone right here where he could have wedged his Mangudai. But again, we are looking at this from a caster view. We have the God's Eye view. So easy for us to say, do this, do this, do that. Daut, though, I guess, take a look at his base. There's basically nothing left. Down to 68 villagers to the 113 of his opponent. He put up an okay fight, but I think losing the Mangudai here, look, their bodies are still here. Ugh, that's so gross. How many skirmishers? 1, 2, 3, 4 skirmishers for basically 15 Mangudai is an absolutely abysmal trade. Sitaux, really, you know, this is like I always say. I say the player's going to go left, he's going to go right. I'm talking about Bohemians pushing their players towards gunpowder units and Hussite wagon and howitzers and all of these fun, tanky, big units and their monks and their spearman line dealing more damage. Instead, what does he do? He goes archery units. He gets his ass up to Imperial first, significantly ahead. Now, remember, Bohemians do not get thumb rings, so their archers are significantly handicapped compared to the much stronger Mongolian. Although, remember, the Mongols, take a look at the top right of your screen, they don't get ring archer armor. I believe that's the name of the third upgrade here. So decide which unit you think is better overall. One without the upgrade, one without this upgrade. But yeah, I think Sitaux, let's take a look at his production facilities because he pumped out a lot of elite skirmishers real quick. Yeah, out of 5 archery rangers. Okay, so a fantastic game here by Sitaux, to be honest. Daut not given an opportunity to drop one of his infamous Daut castles at his front of his opponent's base because starting in Castle Red was just out on the map containing these Mangudai as best he could. Daut again took an absolutely abysmal fight up here, a complete charge of the light brigade, skirmishers to the left of us, skirmishers to the right of us. Absolutely terrible engage. He must have been looking somewhere else on the map. And now you've got 4 trebuchets, 3 bombard cannons against 2 trebs. That is not mathematics that is ever going to work in favor of our blue Mongol player. Sees the writing on the wall, decides to tap out. Sitaux gets the W, but GG to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.